If you are a service-based business owner and you want to start using Instagram to attract more local leads and start to grow your personal brand online, then this is the video for you. We're going to be covering how to optimize your social media profile, writing captions that tell a story, posting frequency and the strategies to do that, using stories to engage your audience, the equipment you actually need to get started right now, organizing your content and your workflow, networking and outreach strategies. If these sound like you, then stick around. We're about to get started. Quick note about me. I'm Dania, a content marketing and personal brand consultant. So I help business owners to build a personal brand and grow on social media by taking what they do and what they're really great at and putting that all online so that more people can find them. So the first thing you need to get started is to optimize your social media profile so that more people can find you. So what that looks like is working on your bio, working on your Instagram handle, and putting the right information there so that people can find you. Because the thing about social media, especially Instagram, people are selfish. They're looking for things for themselves. So if you're out there just posting like cat videos, sharing other people's content, or just like posting just to post, your content is probably not going to grow because you don't have a real strategy to put behind that. So if you're a business owner, you really are there because you want to grow your business, get more leads, close more clients, and do more things that you love. It starts with your photo, the first impression. So there are two things you want to think about if you're creating your profile as a business or a personal brand. If you are running this as just solely a business, you want to use your business logo. If it's a personal brand, then you want to use a professional photo of you. You can take this on your phone, or you can hire a professional photographer like myself, one of my services I provide, and you can update your profile photo like that. The second thing you want to do is make sure your Instagram page is either in creator or professional so that you can be able to take advantage of the business analytics and all the other things that Instagram has to offer for you for finding out what works, finding new things, and just staying really up to date on how to grow your business and just analyze how things are going. The next thing you want to do is make sure that your business is searchable. So this is what it should look like. Here are some options on what a good profile looks like: a clear bio, a clear image, and making sure everything is searchable. Specifically your name, that is what really helps people find you. In your name, you want either your company, what service you provide, if you are a painter, a realtor, or a professional photographer, a marketer, whatever it is the thing that you do, a baker, you want to make sure that is in your business name if possible. So you don't want to be too long. And then your location and also some things about what you do. So here are some options for you to get some inspiration by. These things is really what helps people find you when they're searching online for the service that you provide. The next thing you want to do is answer these 4 questions in your bio. You want to tell people who you serve, what locations you serve, if you're in a specific area like Houston, Dallas, or if you're a coach, you might not put that in your bio. Other things you want to make sure that you cover are what type of clients you work with or how many of clients you work with. Let's say you have this really amazing offer or service that you provide and you've helped like hundreds or thousands of people. Putting that in your bio can really help with the social proof or social proofing your bio. And the last thing, which is what most people forget, is what should people do next? What offer do you have right now? How can they contact you or book your services? Want to put that as a link as the last thing, which is the CTA. And here are some other examples that really help you to stand out, get some inspiration on what are these things to do. And also here's how you can use AI to help you put your bio together if you're having some trouble just trying to figure out how to get started. Now it's time to start with the content creation side of things. Most business owners try and think of content creation as just this crazy thing. What it really is documenting what you do and putting that in a way for people to find you and to either be educated or entertained so that they want to work with you. If you're overwhelmed by content creation or you're seeing all these people create these crazy videos and you're like, how do I do that? The best way for you is to just document your process, what you do, and share that online in reels, carousels, and just single image posts in your stories. And here are some examples on how to do that. You can share along the journey of what you do, where you're starting a job, prepping, what you're doing, and you can add that to your reels. You can also show people the actual work in progress. So like behind the scenes type of content is really amazing and works really great so people can see your process. And if you're a painter or a realtor, or if you're a hairdresser, you can just show you working with your clients, maybe having a conversation with your clients, or on the job, doing the actual service, documenting that process, and then chopping up those videos into short reels and other content with some other B-roll. Those are just the different ways you can start creating content. Now, if you're like, what do I need to start filming this content? All you really need, if you have a phone that can record some really great quality content, and I mean like can it record in like 1080p, then you're good. All you really need to do is make sure you got a really good mic. If you go to your camera settings, it's really great to use the grid, which is the rule of thirds. A really amazing trick in photography that helps you line up everything. Also, a phone tripod. I'm using my tripod right now, so I can't show you, but I'll show you what some options of phone tripods. All you really have to do is look on Amazon. Also, don't forget lighting. This is a great light right here if you're just creating some videos when you're talking to the camera. There's ring lights, and also like wands and stuff, so they're just like kind of different lightings like that, but those are really just amazing on how to get started. So you don't really have to spend a whole bunch of money, but it does cost some type of, you do have to invest in yourself if you want to continue to build your business. A lot of people don't or can't really help you pass the filming, the content, making the reels, and like not many people are really great at this. So here is what I've learned through hours of not just research, but getting courses, getting coaching, and just testing out on myself, and also helping clients through this process on how to create content and write captions that aren't just like a bunch of sales jargon and random chat phrases that just sound like, who wrote this? The best way first that you can actually start doing this is remove em dashes at least. If you're a business owner, you really just want to tell a story in a way that it's so seamless that people want to work with you. So here's how you do it. You want to start with a hook. So the hook doesn't have to be this drastic, like, here's what I can do in 3 days. It can simply be calling out exactly who you are working for. So in the beginning of this video, I introduced the type of people that I'm making this video for: service-based business owners that want more local leads using Instagram. So if that is you, literally you're watching this video right now, that's why you're still here, because I'm making specifically these things for you. And I don't just make this drastic hook and then try to drag it on and not provide any value at all. I am continuously providing the promise that I gave earlier. The middle part, which is kind of like the body, you want to provide like whatever value, tips, or whatever the thing you're giving away or sharing advice to people, put that next. And then you also tell people why it matters. Like, this is for you, but why is this for you? Is it going to save me time? Is it going to make me more money? Is it going to, like, what is it going to do? You want to share why and how this helps with either other previous client proof or by sharing the results that you've made yourself. And then the call to action, which a lot of people forget because they think it's very salesy, but you just want to say like things that could be like, if this resonates with you, if this sounds like you, go ahead, book a call, drop whatever in the comments. If this sounds like you just want to tell people what to do next, because You need to guide people, and that's what really helps close deals if you're guiding the people along, because they don't know what that process looks like. You know what you have really helps them, but you also need to be the guide through what you're creating with the video or the post, and then also adding value in the content. So I've done a lot of research, taken a lot of courses, and finally have figured out some of the top sales copy ways, and also just how to write captions and how a copywriter writes. That's really what you need to know. So here is a list of all of the different content copywriting styles that you need to start using in your business. You can screenshot them, save them, take a pause, screenshot this to make sure you have them in your notes. How I use them is when I'm going into my AI software to create my captions, you can just talk and it'll transcribe what you're talking about. And then you just need to give it a prompt to transform the transcript into something that makes sense, and then use this copywriting framework with the options that I gave you earlier. Use this copywriting framework to talk about whatever the thing your video is about or whatever you're talking about. And that's the best way that I've created content, because it sounds like me first because I'm giving it what I'm talking in it. I'm here walking around with my camera or walking around with my phone, just talking and like, this is what I'm trying to say. And that really helps me until I can get the right framework down to just start talking like myself. And then once you have that all down, you'll have your own system, but that is just the way you can really get started right now. How often should you post? That's a really big question that a lot of business owners are wondering, but the best way to look at it is how much time do you have to invest your time, whether it's you or you have someone else helping you create this content. And that really determines like if you can be someone who's a moderate poster or if you're someone who's more advanced in doing it more consistently. A good rule of thumb to really get started is to aim with Instagram around 3 to 5 times a week, and also in your stories to do about like once or twice a day. That really helps to stay consistent and show up as a business owner. You probably often see this pinned posts, like anytime you go to someone's page, it's always that specific content pinned on their profile. So here are some top 4 options. I know you only have 3, but here's 4 that you can decide between to pin to your profile. You don't have to, but this is just kind of a bonus. You can put an about post, pin that. It can be a reel or a carousel, how someone can work with you. So basically the steps of what it looks like to work with you. And then you can talk about client success. So that is kind of adding some more social proof into that. It could be a bunch of different client success, some reviews, then a freebie. This can be like if you're trying to build your email list or you're launching something, having a carousel post or a reel is really awesome to be one of the pinned posts. So whichever one works with you, you can just start creating content and then you can pin one of those contents you create throughout the week. What should you post in your stories? Now, what you should not be posting on your stories is just random posts throughout the day. If you maybe what you're eating that day, if you're randomly at the gym and then you're driving here and there, like you want to be very strategic about how you do it. And here are some of the options that you have that work really well for business owners. You got behind the scenes, customer reviews, some quick updates that are happening in the business, day in the life moments that kind of pertain to like something that has to do with the clients or like yourself in business. You use the engaging polls or quiz options or the slider option in the stories. You can repost the content that you had on your feed, but don't be overdoing it. And then you can share things that really matter to you in your business. It can be just like here you're opening up your camera and you're talking about something that works really well. And then day in the life content. This doesn't have to be a get ready for me, but it can be like moments in your life that would resonate with someone just building your profile, because everything doesn't have to be strictly about the business, but you also want to add some parts in your personal life that also pertain to who you are as a business owner. If you are going to post things about like food or where you eat, if you're trying to build out more local content, let's say you're a realtor and you want to show like your favorite restaurants or stuff like that, you can talk about like where you're at, but you don't have to be like strictly here I'm at whatever coffee place. You can say like taking a quick run to pick up some donuts or bagels. Probably bagels are better. Bagels at whatever the place is. You can tag the place in it locally. Be very mindful of the things that you're posting. And it doesn't have to just be like random stuff. You can just pick from the options here. Another really cool thing that I use is if you're gonna write long captions on your stories, it's really cool if you use either a picture of a personal moment in your life or a video behind the scenes if you working with a client. Those options work really, really well. I kind of got a little ahead of myself and I talked about it earlier, but filming, I really want to reiterate this a little bit more. Go to your settings and use these options to get started filming. You really don't have to overcomplicate it, but these are some options for you to just get started. You always want to film in good lighting and just good audio. A lot of business owners kind of overcomplicate it, and really you just want to think about it as if you are filming for either a past client, someone you worked with before. You don't want to create from a place of inauthenticity where you're just like trying to perform and stuff like this. My bonus tip for this section though is if you're using your phone to create content, platform, and this is not sponsored, I use Google Photos a lot to store majority of my photos and videos, and I organize and keep things there, and then on my phone I can save more space by like removing after it's downloaded on Google Photos, and then I can just go back. I can always re-download it to my phone if I need it, but Google Photos is amazing. Editing is a whole process for a lot of people, and there's a lot that can go into it, but I want you to keep it super simple, especially when you're a business owner getting started doing this either yourself or with a small team. Using either CapCut, the Edits app, and Lightroom, those are all the things that are actually on my phone right now. I use Lightroom to edit majority of my photos if it needs to be edited further than like just simple tweaks that my iPhone can help me with. And then to create the content and cut it into different clips, I use Edits. Edits actually has been really, really great because you can do anything. You can add captions, you can add text and all that stuff. You can add, you can cut like, or cut things on certain beats and all that stuff. And I can make a full video about like using the Edits app, but I just want you to keep it super simple. My rule of thumb when it comes to creating video content and creating either short reels or longer reels or whatever type of video, you want to cut the video in where the person is taking the action. So if you're like walking or you're opening up a box or something, you don't want to do before the action where there's nothing happening. Like if you're opening up the box, you want to clip the video when you're actually opening up the box. Using Instagram to market yourself as a business owner is really great. For those who want to see more changes to their business, you want to focus on these other outreaching strategies. On the platform itself, you can start to follow and engage people that you would actually help. Like if you are a painter, you would work with like realtors and other business owners. If you are like a hairdresser, maybe like makeup artists and all those photographers and stuff like that. Connect with as much people as you can as often as possible to grow your profile, because it's not just about the platform sending everything your way. You also need to show and share what other people want to follow. It's okay that you follow friends and family, but that's not really going to matter as much because you're growing your business, not just your personal life page. Here are some other things you can do to find those business owners. Use the search bar and you can search for either people locally in the area based off their service. You can also use like the comment section, whether you're going to a bigger page and then you see other people who are engaging with their content, you can also find people that way. But really there's no like limit to the amount of people that you can find on the platform and reach. You just want to be able to do as much as possible, and also taking the time to comment yourself, not just like an emoji or a like. You want to really take some time to comment or provide either some feedback or celebration to the post itself, to basically think of it about it as if you're having a conversation. Someone says, hey, this happened, and then people are like, oh, make a comment about that. Just think about it as a conversation, not just like you're out here scrolling. You can spend about like 30 minutes a day to an hour to do this. It'd really help with your growth and your outreach. Also doing the work to reach out to people so that you have a greater chance of more people finding you and wanting to do business with you. Another thing you can do is introduce yourself in the DMs. Don't be salesy. Think about it as just reaching out, like you having a conversation with someone, and be like, hey, saw that you do this, how's it going? If you have a freebie for a specific person that helps them in that situation, then you can reach out to those people, provide a freebie, or say like, I have this type of service, are you interested in it? Then you can see and build that. Nothing is like, you have to think about like anything could work. You just have to put the effort in to make it work. Outside of Instagram, here are some bonus tips that really has helped me grow my profile and also my business. I went to local events. You can attend events that are business networking events, local events and things that people are doing, family events. If you have like family and stuff like that, you can go to local events, and that's a great way. Wearing your marketing on your person, so like a t-shirt, a hoodie, or whatever. You just want to put yourself in those situations that those people are in to increase your chances of creating more business to your company. One of probably my favorite now has been collaborating on events or just other services. So I'm having an event soon coming up specifically for realtors in my local area. And what I did was partner with someone who has a media company, and I'm providing what I do, which is just the marketing and social media strategy. So we're partnering together to provide an event where people get a lot of free stuff, a lot of business owners. We're targeting realtors in our local area. How can I do an event that's either paid or free that provides an immense amount of value to my specific target audience? And that can be an amazing way to bring more business to you and get your name out there, because it's all, like I said before, the more people know you, the more frequently you can be out there, the more opportunities of business that can come your way. So we just went over all the things you need to know to optimize your business profile and attract more leads through content and outreaching. If you are doing these things consistently for the next 3 to 6 months, you will see not only what is working, but you'll also see the growth in your profile, because the goal is not to be viral. The goal is to be a business owner that provides really great business and really great service, but also to be known and searchable so that people can find you. If you're interested in how I can help you on your profile, you can fill out the form below to apply to my program, where I help business owners with their marketing strategy and also with content creation and content multiplication. And if we're a good fit for each other, then we can get started. Go back to the parts that you need to rewatch and take each step one at a time. And within a week, you'll be able to set up and start growing your business on Instagram.